Okay, so my topic is technology and youth learning in the age of COVID-19. So about me, I've been working for the University of Maryland Extension for about 5.7 years. My focus is healthy living, and volunteer and leadership development. And I work in Baltimore City, Maryland. So for our association in 2018, I won for healthy living. And in 2021, I also won the Communicator and Education Technology Awards. So just a brief background about Extension. So the University of Maryland Extension is a statewide non-formal education system within the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, and the University of Eastern Shore is also a part of this. So UIME education programs and problem-solving assistance are available to citizens and are based on research and the experience of language universities like the University of College Park. So what is 4-H? 4-H is the largest youth development program in the nation here in the US. So with over 6 million youth who participate annually, 51,000 of them are in Maryland. And here in Maryland, we're committed to going an inclusive program where youth have opportunities to engage in STEM, civic engagement, healthy living, and agriculture. And we do this through clubs, after school programs, camps, and more. So our emblem is a 4-leaf clover. The motto is to make the best better, and the slogan is learn by doing. So in Baltimore City, 4-H programming began in 1970 as a pilot program. The full program began in 1972. So the first club was called the Friendship Club, and it operated through the YMCA, or the Young Men's Question Association. So sewing and nutrition were the initial programs of 4-H in Baltimore. Sewing was the primary project area for girls within the Friendship Club. The first club in public housing was established in Lafayette Courts, and the project area focused on gardening, community service, and childcare. Currently in Baltimore City, we focus on engaging youth about leadership development, youth and adult partnerships, public speaking, entrepreneurship, volunteer training, science, community gardening, cleaning, technology and robotics, photography, healthy lifestyles, nutrition education, career exploration, workforce or college readiness, and we work with clovers, which are youth for ages 6 to 7. So my main project focuses on using Adobe Spark. So my objective was to provide learning opportunities to youth using technology. To do this, I and volunteers, my volunteers insisted on flyers in order to advertise and recruit youth. So I created this flyer using Adobe Spark. I also use an online platform titled Flipgrid. So Flipgrid is a simple, free, and accessible video discussion platforms for learners and their families. So youth and volunteers are able to post videos about what they learned. So the first flyer I created focused on a summer STEAM experience. So he focused on science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And basically, I used Sprout to do this. So this is a screenshot of Flipgrid. And this is the summer STEAM program fly I created. So there were 17 youth during COVID-19 who learned about the power of the wind. So I assigned 16 to be pen pals or program partners to the younger youth. And these 16s also acted as teen ambassadors for the fall program. The teen ambassadors help to guide the younger youth members. So youth and parents and volunteers, they were delighted that there was a summer STEAM program, even despite the COVID-19 pandemic. And half the youth responded, more than half the youth responded that they learned something new. So the evaluation of Spark. So it took me about 10 hours to do the flyer. So I didn't really take any money, but it took a lot of time and patience and ingenuity since this was really my first time. So there were 17 youth total. They were between the ages of 6 to 16. They learned about when using a 4-H peer review curriculum. They engaged using Flipgrid for 8 weeks and it was self-paced. I uploaded all the lessons, lesson plans, all the worksheets they needed. So there was a low survey response rate, but of the youth responded, of the 35% of them responded, 66.7 of those 35% said that 4-H was a place where they get to figure things out, and 83.3 said that they learned something new. So like I said, parents and volunteers and the youth were excited for the summer STEAM program. So I also used Flipgrid again and created another flyer using Adobe Spark to present the fall program, which focused on gardening and cooking. So this was the flyer that I created. So once again, during the COVID-19 pandemic, I utilized Flipgrid and Zoom to make another self-paced learning for youth where I uploaded the worksheets, the videos my volunteers made. The youth learned about kitchen safety and how to garden using kale and how to cook using kale. So this was some of the food they made, and this was the kale plant they planted. So there were 19 youth and they learned about indoor gardening during a pandemic for 7 weeks. So the youth posted videos on Flipgrid. They learned about kitchen safety, planting red Russian kale in small garden pots. They learned about cooking with kale. One of the youth, they were engaged to make soul food, and they exclaimed that our dad loved it. So the youth we're encouraged once again to complete a common measure survey about cooking. So once again, there was a low survey response rate, but of the youth that responded, which was 22%, 75 said that 4-H is a place where they get to figure things out, and 100% responded that they learned something new. So these are other ways I've used Adobe Spark. I've used it to create a Thanksgiving flyer. I've used it to create a flyer for our expo, which is a lot like a county fair. I've used it to make schedules for the expo that we had to host via Zoom. I've also used it to kind of present like a success story of the programming I'm doing. And I also used it when I put together a promotion packet. So this is just a slide to evaluate me. And if there are any questions or concerns, this is my contact info.